We have a lot of fear, and fear is something that's natural. It's born in us. But sometimes when our fear takes over our life, we suddenly feel ourselves inadequate. We feel ourselves unequipped for what is happening in the world around us. We feel so lost. We feel like we're powerless. We feel like we have nothing we can do. Fear can grip us, and it grips us in different ways, but fear can grip us that we're paralyzed. We just don't know what to do. We don't know how to respond. We don't know what to say. What are you afraid of? I'm going to share with you times in my life that I was really afraid. I'm going to show you how the Lord has worked through that, and how through all of those fearful times in my life, I was able to really see what the bigger picture was. And in the times that we're living in now, someday we will see the bigger picture. Right now, there's so much fear going on, and we just don't know what tomorrow is going to hold for us. But through our past experiences, we can gain wisdom and knowledge. Many times in my life, I was afraid. There was a time in my life that I didn't know if I would live for the next day. There was a time in my life, which I shared in videos, about a tumor that I had and how I wasn't sure what was going to happen. And I had fear. I had 3 children and I didn't know how I was going to cope. There was times in my life where I had PTSD, and fear just went through years of my life. I had trauma, and I relived things that happened when I was young. All of these things cropped up. Then just last year, my husband lost some work, and there was great fear there. There was great fear. There was fear of what's going to happen tomorrow when he lost this work, and how are we going to cope? Even though we don't use a whole lot of money, we still need money. Everybody needs money to survive. There was fear in my heart, the uncertainty. A couple years ago, my husband fell and he hit his head really hard, and then he wasn't able to work as much. And I had fear then. I had fear of what happens if my husband's not here tomorrow. What will I do? How will I cope? We have fear of loved ones, and we're afraid that when they're gone, how will we deal with it? And the depression and all of the anxiety that comes with that. I recently had a birthday, and on my birthday, I just had to cry because I realized this was the first birthday without my parents. And it was very emotional for me because I had fear. My mom and dad aren't here no more. Who do I go to? Who do I talk to? My daddy, he was my everything. I was a daddy's girl, and I loved my daddy. He and I had so much in common. And then we have the world that we're living in. What's not to fear? Everything. All of the different things of diseases in the world, and everything that our world stands on. Everything seems fearful these days. In fact, you turn on any news and that's what you're going to find is fear. What are you afraid of today? Are you afraid of your health and how your health is deteriorating, and you're not sure how you're going to afford your medications? Are you fearful you're not sure how you're going to afford to eat, to keep the lights on and the heat on in the wintertime? Are you afraid about what tomorrow is going to bring, and you're not as active as you used to be, and you're kept in your home? You can't go away like you used to. We could talk for hours on the fears that people have. But like a bad movie, it just goes over and over and over. Fear mongering and fear this and fear that. But how do we overcome it? And the Bible says that fear is not of the Lord, and that we are to cast all of our cares upon him, for he does care for us. We live in a day where it doesn't seem like it, does it? It doesn't seem like there is a higher power. It doesn't seem like there is a God who cares. Many times when things happen in our life, we curse God. We throw our fists in the air and we say, why me, God? Why me? God is the first one we blame whenever something bad happens in our life. Well, it's God's fault, even though sometimes it is our own. I look back on the mistakes I made in my life, and 70% of them were my own fault. It was mistakes that I've made in my life. I own up to them. I realize they're my mistakes, and I realize through them I have to learn something. Even sitting here with the camera, I have fear. What happens if somebody takes what I say the wrong way? What happens if people reject me? Even though that fear is not as much as it used to be when I first turned on that camera. People often say, well, Tessie, you're a totally different girl. I am. I am a different girl than I was 4 years ago. I become hardened to the world of the public eye, and I don't care so much about the naysayers and people that are cruel and mean, because no matter what you do, they'll be mean and cruel. That's how they are. And so I laugh and giggle because I found great happiness in having YouTube and all of you. But yet I have fear like you do. We all live through fear. It's natural. It's human. It's a human response to things that are happening around us or in our life. Why do I not have fear so much anymore? Because I gave it all to God a long time ago. When I lost everything I owned, I had to sell everything I owned, pretty much everything. I had to sell it so I could get out of the mistakes that I made. And then when my health was really bad, over the same time, I said to God one day, what more? What more can I do? Everything's taken from me. And I don't have fear anymore because I realized when all of that was gone, God was still there. He was still there saying, Tessie, I love you, even though you made all of these mistakes in your life. I realized that God could have got me out of those mistakes, but he chose to let me learn a lesson from them. I can't sit here and tell you why bad things happen to good people. I can't give you that answer. I've said many times that I think that God allows bad things to happen to good people to give people a testimony. There's many times tragedy has hit people's lives, and through that, a lot of people became saved. A lot of testimonies were given through tragedies. A lot of things have happened for the glory of the Lord through tragedies. And I also think that sometimes when people go through a lot of troubles and they hold fast to God, other people are looking. I realize right now there are a lot of people watching me. A lot of people, I will never know who they are. They will never comment on my videos. They will never ever make themselves known. I know there's a lot of people that hate me. I know there's a lot of people who don't like me, who watch my videos simply to poke fun or to find some loophole somewhere where they can say something bad about me. I understand that. I don't have any fear of that. I realize in life I have a purpose and I have a calling, and that is to share my life with the world and how you can choose a different way of living. I wish that I could make everyone's dreams come true. I wish that I could take everyone's pain, but I can't do that. And the only thing that I can do is share with you things that I've gone through. No, I did not go through the most tragic things in the world. And no, I don't have the most tragic stories. My stories are only my stories. I don't know what it's like to lose a child. I don't know what it's like to lose a husband. I don't know what it's like to have cancer. I don't know what it's like to have a lot of tragedies in life. I only know what it's like to live my life. And that's what I'm here for, to share with you my life, as insignificant as it is. It's my life. You can't live my life, and I can't live yours. So even though my life is insignificant to the world around me, it's my life, and it's very significant to me. And if I can share with people hope in a world that seems hopeless, then my life is worth lived. Casting all your cares upon the Lord is how I live without fear. I pray to the Lord like he was right here beside me. It doesn't have to be a religious, long-winded prayer. It's just talking to God like he's right there with you. God listens. He hears you. God's omnipresent. That means he can hear everybody. He hears everybody's prayers. Prayers are like vapor into heaven. They go up and they rise. He doesn't always answer our prayers. Sometimes I'm glad he didn't answer my prayers. If I could do it all over again, would I do some things different? Of course. I made a lot of mistakes I wish I didn't make. But through them, I'm able to share with them to you and share with you all, hey, I went from having something in the world to having little in the world, and I'm happy. I'm content. I've done some videos on joy. Sadly, they were the least viewed videos I've ever done. And you know, it reminds me that's the sad state of the world that we're living in. If I would have done the worst day of my life, I would have had a lot of views on that. My friends, you will reap what you sow, and what you feed in your life, it will become your life. Whether you let your fear rule your life or you let joy rule your life, it's your life. You can use it however you want. But there are some of you, quite a few yet of you, who want joy, who are seeking joy, and you're the ones that will find it. So many times you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So many times you can tell people the answer, you can show people the way. They don't feel like doing that. That seems like too much work, or they don't believe you. I understand that. But for those of you who do watch my Heart to Hearts, I know your life will change because you're watching and you have an open mind and you want to have joy. So the question is it easy for me to find joy because I'm a happy person? Does that mean that other people can't find joy if they're more melancholy? Not at all. You can find joy, but you have to choose to find joy. You have to choose it. You have to choose it. Your life isn't miraculously going to all of a sudden be joyous unless you allow the Lord to make it that way, but you have to choose it. These are lessons that I learned, and that not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. In fact, it's good that not everybody likes you. And I was really interested in this topic because in life I thought if people don't like me, then I'm doing something wrong. But just recently, I really figured out it's because people don't like you, you're doing something right. And having people not like you means you're standing for something. And so the fears that I had for so much of my life are no longer fears anymore. In fact, they're triumphs because I learned that it doesn't matter who likes you and who doesn't. Because if they don't like you, that means you're standing for something they don't like. Or that means you're presenting yourself in a way they don't like, and that's okay. It's all right. We all have different opinions on life, and we all have different ways of looking at things. And you know, I can't go searching the world like Mother Teresa and hope that they come to know the truth and that they become positive. They all know how I feel. They all know how I am, and that I don't need to go into the depths of the darkness of the world. They can come to me when their times are dark, and I can help them and show them what I've learned. In the depths of my struggle with anxiety and panic disorder, there was a song that really meant a lot to me. And I'm going to sing it to you today. I cast all my cares upon you. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you. I cast all my cares upon you. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you. I cast all my cares upon you. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you. I cast all my cares upon you. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you. The secret to living a joyous life, the secret to living a life that doesn't have fear, is the secret of being with the Lord and having Him with you. And it's not a secret. It can be that way today. Just remember that I'm praying for you, and I hope that something in my video will make a difference in your life. I'm just a simple girl in this big wide world that just wants to make a difference in one person's life. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you guys real soon.